Hey gang, I bought a Tesla and I hate Tesla as a company. And I don't use the word hate, I use the word dislike more often than not. But I really, really hate Tesla as a company. And I don't think you should buy a Tesla car. I'm going to get into it. But this is my first video in what is going to be a series of Tesla videos I make because people who buy Teslas make a lot of videos about it. So I'm going to do that too, and this is the first video, but I'm going to start by really just talking about the one of the top 3 worst customer experiences I've ever had in my life, and definitely the worst customer experience I've ever had for a major purchase. So after taxes, my Tesla is going to come to about 60,000 Canadian dollars. I'm going to get a 2000, I think, grant from the government, federal government, and then Quebec, the provincial government's going to kick back 8,000 to me. So I'm going to pay a bit less when it's all said and done, but nevertheless, it's still money being spent, and I want to explain why I hate this company so much. We're going to start by explaining my history. So I'm 39 years old. I turned 40 in 6 months. And I got a girlfriend 2 years ago. And, she said, Jay, you gotta get a car. And at that point, I had never driven because I didn't have a driver's license. Never had one. It's not like I lost it because of like drunk driving or something like that. I never had a license. So she's like, you gotta get a car. And I was like, all right, let's do it. So the next day I walked in to the closest driving school to me and I signed up for lessons. And in Quebec, it's already a very long process to get your license, but smack dab in the middle of it, COVID hit. And what normally takes about a year winds up taking me 2 years, just because everything got delayed because of COVID. So about 2 months ago, 3 months ago now, I got my license finally. So this is my first purchase of a car. I know that I wanted an electric. I've known for a long time that I wanted an electric. I've reached a point in my life where I can afford pretty much any brand of car I want. I definitely would have preferred a more expensive version of Tesla, but I didn't do that. I went with the least expensive version they have available to me. And this is where it all begins. So I get my license, and in March, they open up a Tesla dealership near me. And here's where already the first red flag. I go, hey, I call them and I say, hey, I want to do a test drive. Dealership is near me, so I want to do it. And on the phone, the girl goes, well, we don't have dealerships because we don't deal cars. It's a store. And that's fine. You want to brand things how you want to brand them, but like, man, that's dumb. Car dealerships are all stores. All of them are stores, but they're called dealerships. I imagine before I was born, long time ago, they were probably called stores, and then someone was like, we have a dealership, come deal, get a deal on the car. But this is going to ring very true because Tesla will not deal. They will not. And I'm going to get into that as we go. So I book at the dealership, I book an appointment. And I go there, and the guy walks me around. He shows me all the features of the car. All that's good. And then he goes, okay, do you have insurance? And I go, no, I'm new. I have had my license a month at this point. I don't have any insurance. And he goes, I can't let you drive the car. And I go, why not? And he goes, because you don't have insurance. Now, all dealerships have their own insurance so people can test drive cars. But Tesla doesn't do that. So I kind of say, what do I have to do to be able? And he goes, you have to get insurance. And I go, well, this is my first car. I don't own a car. Why? What am I going to get insurance on? And he says, I don't know if you're second driver on someone else's car. And I'm like, I live alone. What are you saying? And he goes, I'm sorry. Can't let you drive the car. So they didn't let me test drive. So a lot of people would probably just walk away and be like, I don't want to do this. At this point, I was kind of like dead set on wanting to get the car. I want a car. And I just kind of picked that one. So on April 14th, I do my down payment, which actually isn't a down payment. It's a $100 non-refundable fee to order the car. They used to make you do a down payment, but right when I was ordering it, they changed the system. And here's another red flag for you. That changing without any kind of warning. So that'll come up a bit later. So I'm going to start putting up screenshots on the screen of the estimates they give you when you order the car. And I fully understand that Tesla is not able to fulfill all of their orders right now on a timely fashion. So I get that there was going to be a wait. I was aware. So they told me that it was a 7 to 11 week wait, which is fine. So I buy the car, and the original estimate is May 23rd to June 22nd. From April 14th, that's a 7 to 11 week window. So we're right in there. All that is good. Some time passes, like a day or two, and they update it to May 31st to June 20th, which is still within it. They've just kind of made, the window a little smaller, but it's still within the 11, the 11 to 12 week thing. I was hoping, for it to be or the 7 to 11 week thing. I was hoping it to be closer to 7 weeks. It was a little closer to the 11 weeks at that point, but again, understood when we got there. And it updates again, and it becomes 7 to 11 weeks from the order, which is okay because that's, again, what it was promised. They weren't ready to commit to dates at that point, and it opened the window for 7 weeks, so I didn't mind it too much. Next update, June 9th to June 29th. And 29th is now past June 22nd, which was the original estimate. I think it still falls within technically 11 weeks, but a little bit of a bummer that they gave me an original estimate and it changed. Now, part of buying the car is waiting for the VIN number. And the VIN number is gonna be what you use. It's the serial number to get insurance. You can't get insurance without this number. And they told me they would give it to me 2 weeks before I get the car. So when they updated it to June 9th to June 29th, I was exactly 14 days before June 9th. So that's 2 weeks. So the next day, it updates to June 10th to June 29th. And I just kind of laughed at this point, and I said, they're just going to keep rolling it until, June 15th, when it'll just say estimated delivery date June 29th, because that's 2 weeks out. At this point, Tesla is trying to do things to have a better customer experience. So they send me an email and they say, you need to join. Well, we're inviting you to join, and we highly suggest you do a meeting on Microsoft Teams, where you can listen to a presentation about when you're going to receive your vehicle and then ask questions. And the whole thing's like 2 hours long. So there's a French session, there's an English session. I booked the English session for 6 p.m. on a Wednesday. And I wind up not being able to make it because of work. I had to work late one day, so I just couldn't miss it. So I email Tesla and I say, hey, I missed the presentation. Can I get, was there a recording, or can I get, the slides from, the presentation? And they say there's no recording. We're going to have another session. We really, really think you should join it. And it's a little pressured, I feel, but I'm on board. So I sign up for another one, again, on a Wednesday at 6 p.m. And I do wind up joining this one. And it's a pretty hilarious presentation. They have this sizzle reel where they're trying to make you hyped for the Tesla. And everyone's muted. People can type in chat, though. So I start making jokes because that's what I do. I don't take things seriously ever. So I started cracking jokes, and I'm like, that hype reel is pretty lulz and stuff like that. I'm just cracking jokes. And the guy running the session, he's just doing his job. But he's saying things that, in my opinion, are kind of dumb things to be saying. As an example, a lot of people are just like, when am I going to get my car? When am I going to get my car? When am I going to get my car? And he goes, I know you all have a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety around having to wait for the car, but he goes, I can guarantee you the second you sit in that front seat and drive away, it'll all go away. And I typed like, how can you guarantee that? You don't know how I feel. I didn't type that, but I just said, how can you guarantee that? But realistically, he doesn't know how I feel. He can't guarantee that at all, but he said it. And as another example, someone was talking about the cost of having to charge the car and what it's, can you go out to the cottage and what are you going to do if you're out there? And he says, during the presentation, he goes, if you're going to go visit your friend in the cottage, it's okay to steal a little electricity. Now, I thought that was funny. And also, it's kind of harmless because, yes, the amount of electricity you would use is probably less than $1. It's not very much expensive to charge the car, at least in Quebec. So I just quote, let's say his name's John. I go, it's okay to steal, John. And at that point, and I'm going to put this graphic up, somebody says, can we please mute Jason in the chat? To which I reply, that's not very nice. At that point, I kind of stopped making the jokes just because I didn't want to get into a fight with someone in the chat. But I don't know, man. Why are you taking life so seriously? You're just buying a car. And they're just saying things like, make sure you bring your money when you show up to pay. One fun thing that happens also during this Teams meeting is that several times over, the man running the meeting says, the car is being made for you. You ordered it. It's being made for you. That's the reason it takes so long. It's because we don't just pump out cars. People order cars and they have very specific things in them. So it's for you. So at the end, when we get to the question period, someone asks, what happens if I get a delivery date and it turns out I'm traveling for work and I can't make it? And this is the answer Tesla gives you. You have to hold to the date we give you. If you can't make it, we're going to give your car to someone else. And you get pushed back to the back of the line 7 to 11 weeks again. And I typed in the chat at this point, I go, so it's not being made, for me. What? You don't get to treat your customers like this. You don't. But right now Tesla does because they have all the power, because it's very truthful. If at any point I decide I don't want to buy this car, Tesla doesn't want my money. They go, that's fine. I got a line of people who are like, yeah, I want to take it. But this isn't how you treat customers. He was talking, and then some people are like, when am I going to get my car? And he goes, and his answer was, right now is the best time to order a Tesla. He goes, if you ordered your car in April, he goes, you should get it in June. If not, you're looking for August. If I ordered my car in April and I don't get it in June, I have to wait until August. I don't know, man. Like, this is not good. Uh, anyway, after this meeting, the next day or the next week after this meeting, it updates my date, my estimated delivery date, to no date. It went from June 10th to 29th to just no estimated delivery date. And I'm like, okay, weird, but okay. The next day, it updates and it says 3 to 13 weeks. What? So at this point, I write a letter. Now I'm given a specialist, a point of contact. His name, I'll withhold his name. He's a good guy though. I like him. He's the same guy who didn't let me do the test drive, but he's a good guy. And because it's not, he didn't say I couldn't do the test drive. Tesla said I couldn't do the test drive. Like, I'm not mad at any one individual here. I'm mad at the company that employs these individuals for their business practices. So I sent an email to my point of contact and I say, hey buddy, how's it going? I'm a little freaked out here because my update has been 3 to 13 weeks. And I go, how can that be 13 weeks from today when I'm, 4 weeks out from the 11 weeks promised when I bought the car? Please tell me this is an error. He writes back and he goes, yeah, you'll probably get it in June. I go, okay. And now I'm going to double back to what I had said before, where Tesla changes things on you. They slyly announce that anyone who's going to get a Model 3, which is the car I got, it won't have a radar in it anymore. They're doing away with radar. And they're moving to a new system that uses just the cameras. So no more radars, which is fine. I'm okay with. But that's not how you do things. You say, hey, everybody, if you order your car after today, you won't have a radar. But all the ones before, you're going to get the radar because that's what it was. So when my contact tells me, don't worry, you'll get, not even don't worry, probably you'll get it in June. I say, okay, thanks for the confirmation of sticking to what the promise was. I can't wait to find out how much less the car is going to cost now that you pulled out the radar. Now, this is a jerk move on my part, but I've been jerked around, so I'm going to jerk back. So my contact replies and he says, unfortunately, Jason, there's no change in the price when we do changes in the production line. And I reply back and I say, how can this be possible that when you pull hardware out, the price doesn't change? And I go, will Tesla do anything for me, seeing as how the vehicle I ordered won't be the vehicle that's delivered to me? And I stress, I even give an example, like maybe floor mats or something. And he says, sorry, Jason, unfortunately, we don't do anything. And again, this is because if I'm so upset and I say I'm done, they go, phew, that headache's gone. We've got 50 other people who want the car. Thousands of other people who want the car. And that's a little bit of the problem also. Like, when the gentleman who was running the Teams meeting said, I guarantee everything's going to go away, it's this, this aura, this mystique that that Tesla has, that this is the greatest thing that'll ever happen to you and your life is going to change forever and blah, blah. And as someone who's never owned a car, getting a car, my life will change, but it's just a car. It's not special. It isn't. It's not. It's just a car. And I get it, to some people, cars are really important. I'm happy for you. I'm happy you have that kind of joy, and maybe owning the car brings you more and really does lift your life up. But this bizarre euphoric concept of the Tesla. No. But this is how the company acts, because this is how the consumers act. I don't know which came first, the chicken or the egg, but this is how it is. It's a lot like how Apple runs things. We're going to be really bad to you and you're going to thank us for it. That's how Tesla does it. So after this exchange, it updates my estimated delivery date updates from June 9th to June 15th. And we're closing in on the 2-week window here. And it updates again June 7th to June 13th. So we're really narrowing it down. That's 1 week window of delivery. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. And I have to log in to the app to look at these screens that I keep posting. And the app, when I log in, says, hey, by the way, you're not going to get a radar. Confirm. I don't have yes, no. I just have, okay. Thank you, sir. May I have another? And when I do that, it updates. I get a text message. And it says, please book your appointment for us to come pick up your car. And I'm giving a 3 days choice. June 10th, 11th, or 12th. 12th is a Saturday. I don't have to take time off of work. So that's what I book. June 12th in the morning to go get my car. And I go, great. So I email my pal and I say, hey buddy, good news. It's finally updated June 12th. Thanks. And he writes back and he goes, yes, except it's not confirmed yet, Jason. You have to wait for a phone call, for verbal confirmation. And that's when it's confirmed. I'm like, well, it says in the app, June 12th in the morning. He goes, no. I'm at my wit's end here, because, we're approaching, it's less than 2 weeks at this point before June 12th. I still haven't received the VIN number. So I'm just I start emailing again, and I'm just I need the VIN number. I need to go get insurance. You're on a date. You're not even confirming for me. Anyway, finally I get the VIN number and I go get insurance. And we keep getting closer and closer to the 12th. And then on June 8th, I get the call. 4 days before the 12th, I get the call. And the lady on the phone, she's so happy. And that's okay, because that's her job. And I'm sure she loves it. And she thinks she's giving me good news. But she isn't. And again, I'm not mad at her. I'm mad at Tesla. But she's just I have really good news, Jason. Your car, we're calling to confirm picking up the car. And I go, great. And here's the kicker. She goes, can you come on the Friday in the afternoon? And I went, no. She goes, oh, you can? She's surprised almost that someone doesn't want to get the car as soon as possible. And I tell her I have a hard time getting out to Laval. She just goes, oh, okay. Saturday at 10. I go, okay, thanks. I have a hard time getting to Laval because, and if I'm doing this right, here's a map. And I live here, and Laval is here. there is a dealership for Tesla here. And if you'll recall at the start of the video, I said they opened up a dealership close to me. They did. It's not that one. It's this one. Why can't they deliver the car there? What's fun is on the website, and I guess they don't do this in Canada, or at least not in Quebec, on the website they say, we'll just drive it to your house, and then that's how you get your car. No, I have to go. And I have to go to the farthest dealership from me that exists. None of this is good. Not a single piece of this is good. Every step has been a negative one. I really don't think you should buy a Tesla until either demand goes down or they increase their supply chain to be able to meet the demand. Because at that point, they don't get to be jerks. They have to be good to the customers paying over $50,000 for their item. Because right now it's not good. But all that being said, I bought one and I'm going to have it soon, and I'm going to be making the videos, and it's going to be my car, and I'm going to drive it, and this is how it is. I don't think you should buy a Tesla. I bought a Tesla. Live vicariously through me in my YouTube videos. And you go do something. My cat made an appearance. There he is. We got him in. He was eating. I thought I could do this video while he was eating. Don't buy a Tesla. Not yet. But if you do, I don't know, I guess I'm going to put my referral link, even though apparently they're changing the referral program. But I'm going to put my referral link somewhere. We all get free supercharger miles if you do that. So why not? Let's do it. Kilometers, I guess, in Canada. But don't buy a Tesla. Don't do it. Watch my videos. Watch me own a Tesla instead. Thanks for watching.